18 years ago, and Dan's brother Kyle passed away 10 years ago, both of whom they dearly have loved, have been on a day or a night like this to see their happy ever after. So with this in mind, we have a little memory candle on the table there. The light of the flame is like the warmth of their love, and it will burn brightly throughout the ceremony, just a way of keeping them close on this, their special day. So, today's about two very important people. I believe that they are ready. We'll blow one of them, we're going to blow this one out and turn on the other one on the lantern, because the lantern at the moment, we had one ready to go, but the lantern is electric, so we're just going to go with the electric one. We don't want to turn the place up in smoke. So, if everyone is ready, could I ask you please to be upstanding, if you're able, for your greetings.
I was looking for a long time. I never found nobody like you. I saw you order up in my time. Nobody makes me laugh like you do. Every minute is a long time. If I ain't holding on to you, you're my skin on the weekend, you're my come on down. You're my call home saying it's nothing love.
Okay, take your seats. It's all about the short film, what can I say? So good evening everyone, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you all here today on this happy occasion. See, what was supposed to be a vacation party, with a difference, as John and Dan chose to make this their wedding day instead. And make a commitment to one another in front of you, their family and friends. Today begins a new chapter in their lives as they join together and make their solemn vows and legal declaration to love, honour and protect one another in this big adventure we call married life. You are here because you're the people who matter most to John and Dan. You've loved them both as individuals and as a couple, helping them to become the two special guys who stand before you today. And it really matters to them that you're here to share in this formal commitment they're making to one another, to offer your love and support, and of course, to share in their celebration. My name is Carol Knight, when I'm working. And I'm a registered celebrant for the charity Humanist Society Scotland. I am so chuffed that these guys asked me to do this. This is why I love this job so much. I'm called a celebrant because I help people celebrate the most important events in their lives. But tonight is surely the favourite part of my job, because tonight we all get to celebrate the very best of what it means to be human. Because a night like this, it highlights what really matters in life, doesn't it? It's not just about family and friends coming together. Above all, tonight is about love. Scotland is one of the few countries in the world where a humanist ceremony has the same legal status as religious or civil weddings. While non-religious, humanism is completely accepting of the fact that all people have their own individual values. So I hope whatever your own beliefs may be, you find this ceremony to be sincere and meaningful. And what makes it truly unique is that John and Dan have played a large part in putting it together themselves, and have thought long and hard about how it can best reflect them as a couple. They want you to stay with this part of the night. It's not just the bit when the party really gets underway. You're all a big part of this, so please contribute tonight in the same way you've contributed to their lives so far, by laughing, clapping, cheering, and even a wee cry. I'm not going to have to encourage you, I can tell you're a big much part of it. It makes it all extra special. But first, only two people were told last minute they could help out with a few things, and namely their best friends, Steph and Megan. Steph first met Dan 5 years ago when they worked together on a maintenance contract for Mega Bingo in Grosvenor Casinos. She seemed quite shy at first until Florida was mentioned, then he couldn't shut her up. Steph is something of an influencer on TikTok, don't you know? And if you follow her, you'll know how much she loves Disney and the Sunshine State. Having said that, she's a bad influence when it comes to shopping. Mention you want something and she'll convince you to get it. We could be such pals. She's genuine, bubbly, full of life, and will always go out of her way to help. She's also a massive 50 Cent fan, just saying. Then we've got John and Megan, met as 12-year-olds in high school. She was no stranger to the family because his parents both taught her in Shawhead Primary. She didn't actually think that much of him back then, and no wonder, he was an absolute beast. But as the years went on, they grew closer, and after 23 years, she is now his oldest and best friend. They share a love of food and used to go back to his dad's for fajitas and strawberry and chocolate nights, which ended on chat roulette speaking with Drew. Sure, there's a story there you can ask her later. Let's just say they're all well-known liabilities on nights out. He's now mum to Hunter, and his uncle John adores him. That said, Megan is no saint, like Dan and Steph. She can be a right bad influence at the shops too. But none of this, of course, would be possible without the proud parents who are absolutely in shock right now. So a special welcome to John's dad, John, and wife, Janice. Saved all the money for a new outfit, so it's pretty good really if you think about it. Nervously watching this. Okay, so to kick things off, we thought it might be really nice to harness all the love and warmth in the room here today and bring it back to both of them by doing something called a wedding band warming. It involves all of you, my friends and family. So, right next to Steph, we've got the rings are tied together, and we'll shortly pass them around you. When they get to you, if you just hold them for a minute with one of your hands, make a little wish for the future happiness, we're passing them on to the next person. Nobody make them, please. Okay, but in charge of the rings, we've got John's little cousin Amelia. Where's Amelia? Up you come, just hear it for Amelia. These two in the corner here. So what we're going to do is, when they get you along here, maybe up the whole length of the thing, back down the other side, and then try and do the aisle across there and back the other side. Don't hang on for too long, there's quite a lot of us, and hopefully they'll make their way back in time for when we need them to make their legal vows. Thank you so much. If you'd like to take a seat, girls, that's too late. Let's hear it for Megan and Stephanie. So all that's going on now to their marriage. Let's take a look back and reflect on the journey that brought us all here tonight. I asked them to each tell me how they met and what happened next, and they chose to do so without conferring. And when I put the two together, let's just say it made for some very interesting reading. So their story begins in 2020. In a very different world where meeting anyone was extra difficult for any hopeful singletons, thanks to a global pandemic shutting the world down. Luckily, the internet stepped in with a helping hand, and with just a swipe of a finger, they matched. Sam said, I was casually looking through Tinder and came across this profile, and it made me stop, thinking, that is one handsome guy. I thought, you know what, I'll swipe right. You want to have done the same. Then up pops a message saying, it's a match. I was shocked. John said his profile picture didn't do him any favours. And I thought he might be a bit of a catfish. Not that he was bad looking, quite the opposite. I wasn't sure at first, but I thought, I'll give him a fair chance. Dan said, I can't remember who messaged first, but we exchanged numbers. I messaged a simple, hey, it's Dan. And from there, we spent ages back and forth chatting. Some of the restrictions around meeting people from outside your household bubble had been lifted, so I then approached the subject of meeting up. By chance, we were both off work that same week, so we set a time, a date, and a place. Wednesday, the 26th of August, 6:30 at Bar Home in Glasgow. John said, thanks to COVID, it was a bit difficult to get a date organised. Bar Home it was, and it felt a bit more casual. Dan said I had butterflies the whole day, constantly checking my phone to see if he cancelled. I stood outside Bar Home watching and getting more anxious, and then he appeared. First impressions? John said I thought he needed a bit of work. And then he made me dinner that night and it was amazing. I quickly forgot the things that bugged me. There are many, and I'm definitely hard to live with thanks to my OCD, so there is that. Dan said I instantly fell for his Tinder profile, but thought he's out of my league. Much worse than that. He's instantly out of my league, not at all. There's no way he'll be interested in me. We met, and unusually for online dating, he matched his profile. I thought he was so funny. Our first date, he made me laugh for most of it. For me, there was an instant spark. There was something about this boy, something that made my heart flutter. Aww. John said it was clear he was kind from the start. Always put my needs first and still does to this day. I do secretly love the fact that he does that, but sometimes I wish he'd put himself first. Dan thinks the world of me and I do him, even though I don't always show it. Dan said after our first date, we kept messaging, we met up a few more times and went for food, went for drives, he even came over to my flat a few times. And then one day he messaged to say, let's be friends rather than anything else. But followed it with,
the bad books now.
but followed it with, do you want to get some food tomorrow? A bit gutted that the relationship was over, but not wanting to lose someone I felt an instant connection with, we met again, this time as friends, and we went to Zizi's in Silverburn. John said after being hurt in the past, I kept my cards close to my chest, and even went as far as to say I wanted to be friends just because I wasn't feeling it. Then, as he went to get out the car, I gave him a kiss. I think it was just the fear of opening up my heart again for someone else. Dan said we had more mates dates, and each time he finished it with a kiss. How can mates do that? Until it was clear we did have feelings for each other, and so we started to date again. I remember going to a party at his dad's neighbour's house, and I heard him say he considers me his boyfriend after a year. John said not long after I bought a flat and moved by myself for a few months while still seeing Dan. Then one day I ended up just asking him to move in. It felt more comfortable being friends first rather than trying to force anything. Just felt right and no pressure. To be honest, I still was not completely sure, but I reckon it was my subconscious trying to protect me. The truth is, I was falling in love with him and fast. Dan said, so in February 2022, I packed up my stuff and I moved in. Since then, we've had so many adventures, visiting Spain, Belfast, Greece, New York, and the American Deep South. We currently share our home with two 11-year-old cats, Ollie and Smokey, two brothers from the same litter. I'm now marrying not only my partner, the one who makes me intensely happy, I'm marrying my best friend, the one who is there for me in the good and the bad times. So I then asked him about the proposal, always unique to every couple. John said he kept on asking to marry him, but I was having none of it. I kept throwing him excuses like, I'm not getting married, it's just a bit of paper and it's no my thing. I'm not getting married, I've got washing to do. And I'm not getting married now, go and get away from the bathroom door and leave me be. Dan said, like most things with us, we don't follow social norms. So there was no getting down on one knee, no candle at dinner or anything like that. I had just finished work. John, as he does every day, met me halfway. We got some shopping from Tesco, so romantic. We got shopping from Tesco and popped into the local old post office for one pint. Well, one turned into a few, and we headed home. John said I knew there was something about him that just made me feel safe, happy, and excited. I can't explain it. Normally he's a pain in the arse. It's all about health and safety. I want to scream. I know that asking him meant I could never climb a ladder, change a bulb, work the oven, put the dishwasher on, or the dryer at night because he'd be turning it off, telling me off, shaking the ladder at the bottom as he tried to grab me, stop me from falling. But I walked home with him, not exactly in the best of states, I might add, and found myself saying, Dan, might you ask me to marry you? Would you? Dan said I was standing in the kitchen making dinner when he appeared in the doorway and said, well, we just do it. Not having a clue what he meant, I said, do what? He replied, get married. Still unaware if he was joking, I just stared at him. Then he said, Dan, I'm being serious. You just get married. I wear the young voices in this room, so I'm bedroom. And that was it, said John. No rings, just unconditional love. Dan said there was no doubt in my mind that I wanted to spend the rest of my life with John. He's been the best thing that ever happened to me. The next morning I asked, were you being serious? And before I could even finish, he said, about getting married? 100%. Wow. I was both over the moon and shocked, because John has always been totally against marriage or anything resembling it. So I then asked why they felt they were so suited. John said we're very like-minded and have similar tastes, likes and dislikes. We almost never argue, and when we do, I actually usually start laughing, and he gets even more angry if that makes me laugh more. We love to travel, we love country music and Spain. He's my best friend, travel companion, partner in crime, and I can't imagine life without him. We love food, trying new things, and we generally just have a zest for life. Something I hope never changes. He makes me laugh. He makes me cry, but in a good way. I never thought I'd feel the way I do about another human being, the way I feel when I'm with Dan. He's my home and my everything. Dan said John is so outgoing and adventurous. He's a thrill seeker. I'm much more about keeping my feet on terra firma. Not with a health and safety thing. Yet we share a passion for adventure and food, especially Spanish and Mediterranean food. We complement each other. At home, I love to be in the kitchen cooking, and whilst he's a great cook, he doesn't enjoy it. He'll clean the kitchen after I've made a mess though. I honestly believe that we both deeply love each other. John goes out of his way to make me happy. He goes over and above what he needs to do. One of the things I look forward to each day is not achieving something special in work. It's not winning millions. It's John walking to meet me after work, being greeted with a smile and just sharing the best and worst parts of our day and getting to spend time with my best friend. You're a mess now, me too. He compliments me. He makes each day that little bit better and more. After 5 years, I can't think of life without John. I'd be lost without it. So this will be their marriage. Not something created by the state or religion. It will be theirs to define, theirs to make real, theirs to live with each and every day. So when we met up online, albeit, it's the first time I've actually met these guys in person, we've been very secretive about everything. But when we met up on Zoom, I asked each of them to tell me 3 things that they love about each other and 1 thing that could do with a little bit of work. So they also said these answers in secret, so today's the first time you're hearing them, it's also the first time they are. So let's start with you, John. What 3 things did you say you love about Dan? 1, I love our spontaneity. If you want to do something, we just get up and go. Doesn't matter sometimes the time of day or whether it's a random holiday, we just book and go tomorrow. 2, the love that we have for both our boys. Those wee cats bring us a lot of humour and joy. We laugh frequently at the antics when the laser pen gets taken out. And 3, I love our wee flat. Arguing over who is doing the housework. Most couples would agree about who is the lazy bastard. Well, we argue about why one of us has done it and when I said I'd get it. So what was the 1 thing he thought could do with a bit of work then? He said, he needs to trust my style a bit more. Any room I've decorated, he's like, oh, I don't think that'll work. I don't think that'll look that nice. I think that doesn't look right. Then once he's gone out and I've done it, he's like, oh, hi John, that's lovely. I know. Well, I've been trying to tell you that for 4 days, which is why I never listen. Now it's your turn, Dan. What 3 things did you say you love about John? I know they've forgotten me completely what you sent me, that's fine. 1, I love his sense of fun and adventure. If ever I'm feeling down, had a hard day at work, I know the moment I come home, he will instantly cheer me up. Always surprising me at weekends with drives to different parts of Scotland and sometimes beyond. He's always willing to try new and exciting things. For example, driving to Killiecrankie, we do the Highland Flames from a bridge. As I stood watching, my legs trembling even at the thought, or trying new foods like lobster tails on my recommendation. Because of his sense of fun and adventure, we've seen so much of the world together, and I hope that never stops. Wow. 2, I love his smile. John has one of those infectious smiles. It's genuine, as is he. If he's smiling, it's because he is genuinely happy. There's no pretending or dishonesty. I don't think he could fake it. He wears his emotions on his sleeve, but if I see John smiling, I can't help but smile back. And 3, John is one of the most caring, loving people you will ever meet. Too many times he puts my wants and needs before his own. He always makes me feel loved and cared for. He's always there for me, always willing to go that extra mile. He's my rock. He's been there for me, and he never asks anything in return. So what did he think could do with a little bit of work then? He said, timekeeping. John is famous for being late or is very laid back last minute approach. Whether it's visiting friends, family or appointments, he's always late. But not tonight. Oh, why are you late? Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't see that bit, so it just possible. So I think you probably do the drink. It seems only fair to me that you two should be the first to toast your future happiness. So we're going to celebrate this evening with an old Celtic tradition of drinking from the quaich. So the word quaich comes from an old Highland word, cuach, meaning cup. And ever since the 16th century, when King James VI married his bride Anne of Denmark, and they drank from it on their wedding night, it became known as the lover's cup. Drinking from a quaich is a Highland tradition, symbolic of trust and peace between 2 people. The quaich must be held with 2 handles by both of them, because in Celtic times it meant when 2 clans came together, neither was holding a dagger or a sword, And by sharing the drink to you is not poison. So I'm going to put that in your hands, John, and then you put your hands over his dad. Hold the hand, hold that. Your hand over. Thank you very much. All we need now is something to put in it. So they'd like to invite John Senior and Dan's Auntie Ali to pour their favourite tipple of vodka lime soda into the quail. I'm not sure they had that in the Celtic times, but we'll go with it. Both drinks which come from the two different families will mingle and make the perfect blend in the lover's cup. The vodka will provide the nutrients for the marriage to grow strong. If you go around the back here, guys, pour them in. While the lime soda will add a little touch of pop and sparkle to keep things bubbly. Off you go, guys. We'll put them in shot glasses so they don't get over excited about it before party. Thank you very much. Now, keeping both hands on the quaig, John, you get to drink first, and then please offer it to Dan to do the same. Take your seats, guys. Each of you gently guides the other as we do through our married life. And as you drink from this cup, you acknowledge to one another all your hopes and fears will be poured, and from which you'll receive. Come on, you gotta finish it. It's Saturday night. Shot. Well.
He says don't down it.
Finished? Did you actually finish it? Wow. Do we know? Oh, no one's owning up. Please tell me. Ah, perfect. Could you untie them? Just wait a second. Could you just take the wee ribbon off? Thank you very much. You lay your hand. Oh, there. Lay your hand out flat. Like that. Great. Pop the ring. I'm going to ask you to stand between them and offer it to John and Dan. And guys, if you could take each other's rings from Amelia's hands. Oh. Brilliant. Got them? Thank you very much. Well done, Amelia. Let's give her a round of applause. These rings are a symbol of your love for one another. The unbroken circle, representing its never-ending love, wholeness, and peace. And they're even more special now because they've got all the love and warmth of your family and friends wrapped around it. So before you make your vows, I invite you to take a few moments of stillness and silence in the middle of this space and be truly present here in the room. Look at each other. This is the one you love, the one you're about to marry. Before today, you've been many things to each other. Friend, companion, lover, even teacher. Because you have learned so much from each other these past few years. Shortly, she'll say a few words that will take you across the threshold of life, and things will never quite be the same again, because after tonight, you shall say to the world, "This is my husband." So, John, as you place Dan's wedding ring on his finger in the presence of your witnesses, friends and family, please repeat after me. Dan, I give you this ring.
Dan, I give you this ring.
As a symbol of my love.
As a symbol of my love.
Please wear it always.
Please wear it always.
And when we are apart.
And when we are apart.
Look on it and think of me.
Look on it and think of me.
I, John. I, John.
Oh, I, John.
Accept you, Dan.
Accept you, Dan.
In marriage.
In marriage.
As my lawfully wedded husband.
As my lawfully wedded husband.
Perfect. Put the ring on. And now, Dan, as you place John's wedding ring on his finger.
Yeah, I'll pull that finger too hard. You know what happens to that? Now, Dan, as you place John's wedding ring on his finger in the presence of your friends and family, please repeat after me. John, today I marry my best friend.
John, today I'm marrying my best friend.
The one I have laughed and cried with.
The one I have laughed and cried with.
The one I choose.
The one I choose
to spend my life with.
Choose to spend my life with.
I, Dan.
I, Dan.
Accept you, John.
Accept you, John.
In marriage.
In marriage.
As my lawfully wedded husband.
As my lawfully wedded husband.
Put the ring on. So John and Dan, by virtue of the declaration you made in my presence and in the presence of all your lovely witnesses and guests, it's my very pleasant duty to declare you are now married, and I pronounce you husband and husband. Paperwork to confirm the marriage took place in indelible ink
witnessed by, of course, Megan and Steph. But I could ask you all just to remain in your seats for a few minutes longer. The ceremony will continue shortly, and we'll go and listen to some music while we do that. Thank you. Okay. Let's go.